Welcome to the Weekly Hijack.
Hello, all you peoples.
Tonight's episode for Once Upon a Time was...
Sisters.
Where we heard about Zelina and Regina, and they finally got some resolution with them and Cora. Which I could have sworn from a previous episode, I guess it was a faulty understanding, but I thought Cora was gone. I thought they had
I think it's just a special sort of purgatory.
I guess sub-purgatory.
Sub-purgatory.
You don't even get to be in fake Storybrooke. You're in, like...
whatever the caves are.
Yeah. But it was nice to wrap that all up.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, I was commenting as we were watching it that, especially watching the sisters there, and then they get broken up and forgot to, Cora gives them the sleeping potion. I'm like, the miseries of two different kingdoms could have been saved if Cora would just... Cora has probably caused more pain and suffering than almost any other character.
Yeah.
Even
by extension,
Yeah, because Rumple, I mean, he's certainly evil, but he tends to pick and choose. He doesn't, try to take over kingdoms necessarily.
he's more like causing problems kind of on the side, and chaos, yeah.
And I have to say, this was one of the better uses of a retcon flashback.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I thought it was really effective, and it's not like we haven't seen this forgetful spell before.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like hasn't been baked to cake. So I liked the flashback. I thought it worked really well for the.
I thought so too. Again, it's part of the cosmology or whatever you want to say baked in the cake. I mean, it's very bizarre to me, this one. Well, logically, I'm not sure why Cora would have decided to try to move on there. Why not help her daughters as they deal with this Hades thing longer? But story-wise and probably actor... thing-wise, they wanted to get it done now, so...
Well, Cora's such a person that when she was saying that, I shouldn't keep your sisters apart and do all apologies. Part of me is like, she's probably just doing this so she can move on. I don't really think that, but she's the sort of character. And it was interesting, though, because when she died, when it was season 3 or something like that, she said, she got her heart back, like, oh, you would have been enough. And that change of heart, no pun intended, well, pun intended, was nice to see played out. I mean, it got very...
She had, this very brief, flash of... redemption as she was dying.
Yeah.
So it was good that they... Because when we first saw Cora, she seemed to be back to her sort of manipulative ways. I mean, it's hard to completely change, especially if you're in
underworld. And then she was also trying to, in theory, help Regina.
Right.
With, she was under deals we didn't know at the time. And
it wasn't just a power type thing. Which, if it had been the old Cora, and she would have found out that Zelina was interested in getting with Hades, she would be like, oh, he's got a lot of power. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea, yeah, exactly. You're moving up in the world. You better Regina here.
But it was a very nice episode.
And I think it's a big deal episode, but simultaneously, I guess I just don't care for Cora enough to have been really invested in something. I mean, it worked for me, but it wasn't. I don't know that it was impactful as they wanted it to me, and I think that might be my personality.
Well, and I think there is something to, like I was about to say about the whole cosmology thing. Like, apparently, as we said, you can cause untold destruction during your life, but as long as you get your daughters back together, then you're free to move on. So, not that we believe in karma per se, because the guilt of our sin can never be outweighed by any of the good we do, but it's interesting.
The justice aspect of it just kind of, it's very, well, I won't bring loss in, okay, but, okay, I will now that you laughed. Ben in their purgatory afterlife thing, he doesn't move on with everyone else. He's like, I still have to work on this, because the writers understood that he had done a lot of bad stuff in his life.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't just get a free pass. Now, again, we don't believe in, karma or whatever, but it's interesting.
Anytime you explore these sort of life after death type scenarios, it's not as like, oh, we all believe sort of similar things about this stuff, so we can kind of work with the story. It's like, well, we go with it because it's interesting, but at the same time, we're like,
this is not true.
No. This is not how the world works, or the after world works.
And at least finally someone got hit, like evil sheriff got hit with an arrow, and like, oh, you can't do that. I'm like, well, okay, finally someone showed me that they're dead, and they're not being dead anymore.
Yes, that's a good point. Maybe the whole wolf thing was sort of it wouldn't feel very pleasant.
I think it must be that sort of thing. Yeah.
But It occurred to me, too, this episode very much showing, one, we're not Once Upon a Time's demographic.
No.
That the women are, because, like...
Oh, man. It got very... Yeah.
Well, it's just funny to me, like, the two sisters got this very long talking out their problems issue, and then you've got Charming and his evil twin basically boiled down to a fist fight.
That's right. That's true.
I mean, like, granted, they hadn't really done much with James, and James is kind of a one-dimensional character anyway, so there wasn't nearly the history there. But it just struck me as kind of funny. It's like, well, here's this other long-lost character. Are we going to go into dramatic flashback? No, we're just going to fist fight.
Oh, man. And it's so funny to me that, and it works, that Cruella, of the, all the Trinity of Evil they brought that one season. She's the one hanging around having fun. She was just kind of a character.
Well, she was the only one who died.
Well, I mean, that's true, but they don't even have to be dead down to be in the underworld. I mean, they can bring whoever they really want.
Okay, true.
I was really not expecting, after Cora moves on, for them and the sisters are reunited, and we got a big change in Zelina and everything, and to have Regina say, go love Hades, and you can change him. I'm like, what? I'm like, I guess, I know, Tim, you mentioned that, okay, then if Cora can change, anyone can, but I'm like, what about how long it took Cora to change makes you think the Zelina, who's brand new at this being good thing, is going to change the lord of the underworld? It's just very odd. Now, though, then I almost took it back right after, because then he's dancing, whatever, and I think, well, anyone who can actually, early on we were wondering whether it was a fake relationship. It doesn't seem to have any of that.
Yeah, he'd be going a long way to be kind of dancing by himself, just in case someone was looking.
It does seem that if you have a spark of actual, not just like fake, like, oh, we made love, but like you actually care about another person somewhat unselfishly, it seems like there is hope.
Yeah, and it's important, I think, for us to remember, too, that they're playing with Hades as just a demigod.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not actually Satan incarnate.
No, exactly. I mean, he does love will you create chaos with me? But it's almost like it's just like his catchphrase, as opposed to like him really
being pure evil.
Yeah. That relationship, I just have a hard time getting my head around. I mean, he's very interesting, but for a long time I couldn't figure out, wait, where... is Zelina really mean, or is she faking it, or is he really mean and faking it? I read too much into it, and I should have just taken it straight up.
Apparently.
Yeah. Sorry, long rant. Your turn.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, I was agreeing. It'll be interesting to see where they go next with it. Like, I'm not sure where Rumpelstiltskin and Peter Pan, I love just saying that. Evil Peter Pan.
Evil Peter Pan.
I should clarify it. Where they're taking her.
Again, I know this is the last season, but it's like, you're tying up all these family plot lines, which is like the heart of Once Upon a Time is basically a soap opera about families
in a fairy tale.
Fairy tale garb.
Yeah,
and you have Zelina and Cora and Regina, and then you have all the Charmings and Emma and everyone, and then now you have Rumpelstiltskin's dad. I mean, it's like you can't get more of the important connections that we've made so far. What are they doing after this? They could come up with something great. It just seems like it could very naturally have wound up.
Yeah, work as a
towards some sort of finale. Now, again, granted, the problem they always have with M was that she's kind of just in the middle of everything, but she doesn't necessarily. Oh, it depends on the season. They always try to give her something in the center, but.
Well, it's kind of nice. I feel like because the first half of the season, the Dark Swan thing was largely on her. She's been able to take sort of a back seat,
which is fine.
And not really feel like her role is akin to Henry's in some ways. She pops in when she's needed.
Yep.
I'm okay with her kind of stepping back and letting the other ones kind of run the story.
I do have to say this. I mean, this half season's been plotted pretty well. I mean, we've had people go back and forth, forefront, and we never really lost characters.
Yeah. I mean, really, last week's episode was the only one that felt kind of like, here's this crazy thing of the week sort of story.
Which is, it'll be interesting when the season's all done, whether that even
comes back into play at all.
No, yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing that has it moves Zelina a little bit.
Yeah, but, I mean, the rest of the characters, but I mean, compared to say last season where we had the Merida stuff, just kind of shoehorned in, or
there was a lot of some that was
some of these
streamlined.
Yeah, just like almost filler episode type stuff. We haven't necessarily had anything like that, I don't think.
No, but they haven't. It could. The Cruella evil sheriff thing, they became very B plot sort of stuff.
Yeah, which is a good way to use her, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And she's just, and then I guess it's just an episode so you can see, because some people, like Cora, can be changed, but some people, like Evil Sheriff Man, apparently can't. Yeah. That was their theme of the night, I guess.
I guess so.
I don't quite get, but anyways.
Well, he was never that.
I know.
He was never that deep of a person.
It's always kind of sad, though, when people get thrown in the... No, here's the thing. I was thinking. I don't think Charming's going to have the deep existential angst that Belle had after... But he did basically the same thing Belle did 2 episodes ago, that were like, now I have a dark stain on my soul, and Charming's just going to be like, and I defended myself, and it was all good. But...
We'll see.
It was just interesting.
Well, yeah, we'll see how.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because Belle just takes it different than he does. And
yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Anyway, so that was. Did we miss anything?
No, a lot of it was just the girls talking to each other.
There's a lot of dialogue in.
I did really. Sometimes. I mean, it was really cool to see the kid version of them having so much fun. The fireball and. I mean,
them overdoing on makeup.
You've seen so little of them having like happy lives.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we'd ever seen young Regina.
Yeah, have we ever seen young Zelina? We've seen baby Zelina.
I don't think so.
So that was really kind of nice and special, and
good episode. We enjoyed it, and we've only got about 3 weeks left.
Yeah, we'll see how this ends up. It's doing good.
Yep. Until next time, be sure to check us out at derailedtrainsofthought.blogspot.com
with our full-length episodes. Good stuff. We just had one come out. See us on iTunes and Stitcher and YouTube.
And until next time, this has been Tim.
This is Nick.
Bye-bye.